Time now for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag Climatologist and Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Al Dutcher. And Al, you gave us a glimpse into our forecast earlier on in the show, but let's get a full breakdown from you right now.
Well, weather this week. We also seen some severe weather. Price comes with with precipitation. Unfortunately, we had a very wicked outbreak Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Over 93 wind reports for that event. 4 of them exceeded 75 miles an hour. Another 10 exceeded 70 miles per hour. I'm expecting that we will see some damage assessments coming out with some green snap and down corn. And of course, we've seen the severe weather again as we went into last night into this morning. So very active weather, and we've got a fairly active pattern coming up with the potential for more of these type of storms. So let's get right to the models. As you can see from this morning's upper air pattern, we have that high pressure ridge of the southwest of southern plains with a trough once again in the Pacific Northwest. Energy riding around the front range or front side of that ridge is what's responsible for the thunderstorm activity. We got high pressure building in, and that departing low that's responsible for the severe weather starting to move over toward Michigan. We'll see the severe weather come to an end, and fairly nice day for the remainder of the day. The ridge tries to break down a little bit tomorrow, and there is a little piece of energy that looks like it's going to move around the periphery of that ridge, low pressure at the surface development in southwestern portions of South Dakota. As it shifts toward the southeast, might touch off an isolated thunderstorm across portions of western and southwestern Nebraska. We see that ridge to the south, and we see some cooler weather try to move into the central and northern plains. Low pressure starts to develop like the surface in southeastern Wyoming. Most of the major convection will be toward north, but we can't rule out some thunderstorm activity, particularly across the northern part of the state. And particularly as we go to Monday night into Tuesday morning, as we get a piece of energy moving around northern Nebraska toward the Great Lakes, as high pressure system tries to push in, we'll start to see some convection along that frontal boundary, but not widespread at this point in time. By Wednesday, we kind of see that we get a slight northwest flow, another piece of energy moving through the central Rockies. Will try to make its way into the central plains as high pressure brings moisture in from the south on the backside of it. You can see that they are advertising with that cooler air potential for a severe line to develop from Michigan all the way back through Nebraska. On Thursday now, we start to see the ridge start to re-expand toward the southern plains, starts to bring some moisture in from the southern and southwestern United States. Low pressure develops in the northwestern panhandle. We may see some isolated thunderstorm activity, kind of some monsoonal type season. By the time we get to Friday, we see that ridge re-expanding and starting to build toward the north. Much warmer temperatures once again return toward the end of next week as we go back to above normal temperature levels. Low pressure tries to develop in the western portions of South Dakota. Most of the moisture convergence will be to the east-northeast of there, but we see some moisture starting to come into the desert southwest, and that may play a factor in western Nebraska as we go farther in time. As we look at the 8 to 14-day forecast from next Thursday through the following Tuesday, we see that he's starting to expand toward the Great Lakes, but in regards to precipitation, we see precipitation to the north and a very dry trend to our south, but there's increasing signs that as we get past this period, we'll start to see the backside of this ridge come in and more precipitation for the western high plains. So Troy, overall, we're looking at a little cooler temperatures working in early next week, return to warmth, and possibly some active weather as we get into the midweek period. So overall, not a bad forecast, but heat returns in earnest as we get late in the month.